So we're going to continue on with the elements of literature, and we're going to stay with characters. You're going to need 3 note cards for this one, and there will not be any activities that go with this. Again, as always, excuse any outside sounds that you hear. So the first card is going to be foil. We are going to you're going to watch the video and take a moment, pause, write your note card, and then unpause and listen to the information I give.
Our next slide is for foil. This is probably a new term that you haven't seen before now. So a foil are going to be a set of characters that are complete opposites. They're there for usually a purpose. Majority of the time it's going to be a secondary character situation. Think kind of like the devil and the angel side shoulders that you see sometimes in cartoons or in movies. They're there to kind of give characters something that they need or to progress the story. A lot of times are very symbolic. For example, Ron and Hermione are opposite characters. Percy and Luke are opposite characters. They're foils because they both are given the same destiny, but they choose to go on different paths. Ron and Hermione give Harry the components he needs that he does not have because they have different opposite sides.
So the next thing that we're going to talk about is round and dynamic versus flat and static. Again, take a moment, pause the video, write your card, and then listen to the recording.
You'll need 2 note cards for this particular slide. You need one for round and dynamic and one for flat and static. So round and dynamic, I kind of already talked about this a little bit beforehand, going back to the same idea I was talking about before, is that round and dynamic are the protagonists, and they're characters who go through change. They seem real. This is all because they're in the story way more. And so how you remember the two is if you think of a circle is round. And when you start putting things, you can put things into the center of a circle and you can fill it up. Thus making it a well-rounded person. Dynamic, think dynamite. Well, what do we use dynamite for? We use dynamite to make changes when it explodes. Flat and static are going to be your secondary characters. A lot of characters are flat and static because of the fact that they're not in the storyline enough. So it's really easy for you to be able to tell the difference between a flat and static character. Flat characters, think of a flat plane. When you can set stuff on a flat plane, you can't actually put things into a flat plane. The same thing with static. Think of static cling. It's like with static cling with socks and things like that. They stick to each other, right? Well, characters that are static tend to stick to the way they are. Now, some characters do end up becoming more than just flat and static, like for example Ron. If you look at him from book 1 of Harry Potter, he kind of is still flat and static because he's still the same. But if you look at him in the course of the whole entire series, then you'll see a much wider arc of change.
So this would be the last slide that you're going to have. So once again, pause, take a moment, write your note card, and then progress on.
Okay, so motivation is what gets us to do stuff. You may have talked about character motivation previously, but you probably have not used the terminology that we're using. This is anything that encourages a character to do something. It's extremely important because it oftentimes will drive the plot and the conflict that is happening. It pushes a character. To better understand it, you'll need to come in to watch a video, a short video to kind of go over different character motivations within the video. So please come to tutoring for that.
So you may have heard me mention something about tutoring in the last video or the last little bit. Don't worry, we will actually be taking care of that in class unless of course you did actually miss this lesson.